knowing what you know about me, would you say that I'm a conspiracy theorist?
No.
Why not?
Not on the level of...
No, you don't even fucking believe that 9/11 was an inside job. Like,
I don't know. I guess like I know you believe in some things that would be considered a conspiracy theory, but I also think you're not like those complete and utter, like those fucking morons, the flat earthers that have that Netflix show like tried to prove the Earth was flat by shooting a laser beam
themselves.
And disprove themselves by shooting a laser beam across a lake or some shit. By the way, and like, oh, you're a fucking idiot.
Flat Earth Society got fucking... They got destroyed because of themselves.
I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that.
Not realign these timelines.
Ooh, that's actually a good way to get into this show.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
What is this?
I'm sorry. It had to happen at one point. I had to lose my fucking shit.
For once?
Once. Yeah, no.
We're 81 episodes in.
I'd say this is the start of a slow descent into madness for me, because I'm going to try to do, every time it's my turn, I'm going to try to do one of these for the people listening.
Andy, we've been doing this shit for 2 years. Yeah. Every episode that's yours is this.
It's not. I do some episodes that are very... You know
normal.
What?
You know what?
Very what?
Just because of that comment, Ali, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking... Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the At Random Podcast. My name is Andy. I'll be your host of this evening. And of course, as always, I'm joined by the very lovely and talented Alex. How are you, buddy?
Thank you. I'm good. Someone said my eyebrows looked really fine.
Yeah.
Just before the show,
I'm feeling
on the
good. Discord server claiming
fine.
that Alex's eyebrows are amazing, and they are, ladies and gentlemen, but they shimmer.
They are
in the moonlight.
They're the eyebrows you want staring back at you late at night. Trust me, ladies.
And of course, we have this thing that's barely human and is calling me names from the get-go.
What have I called you?
You were rude to me just now.
I just stated facts.
You did not state facts.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, same facts like your racist comments about Belgium. Is that the sort of facts you follow?
Preach.
Yeah.
They're just my opinion.
Anyway, I still love you, but how are you doing?
I'm okay. All right.
Are you excited Are you excited about losing my shit?
Like I said, it's nothing new.
Okay. You're staying with that comment then?
Yup.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, look, for the people listening, I'm sorry. It had to happen at one point. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about on the show. And coming up with episodes is sometimes difficult. For me, it would be very easy if I got to talk about what I want to talk about 24/7. But we can't do that because that's not how the show is fucking functioning. But here's the thing. I just stopped giving a fuck this week. I just want to do this shit. I just want to talk about weird fucking shit. I just genuinely cannot muster the courage to talk about like actual things anymore. I want to go into deep fucking bullshit and change people's minds because I genuinely feel like there's a shortage of belief in madness and the things that are supposed to be considered a conspiracy theory, but like, would you guys say that I'm like genuinely? I'm not. Just don't fuck around with me. Would you guys, knowing what you know about me, would you say that I'm a conspiracy theorist?
No.
Why not?
Not on the level of...
No, you don't even fucking believe that 9/11 was an inside job. Like,
I don't know. I guess like I know you believe in some things that would be considered a conspiracy theory, but I also think you're not like those complete nutter, like those fucking morons, the flat earthers that have that Netflix show, like tried to prove the Earth was flat by shooting a laser beam over the and disprove themselves by shooting a laser beam across a lake or some shit, and like, oh, you're a fucking idiot.
Earth Society got fucking. They got destroyed because of themselves. And I know exactly. I've seen that video so many times. It's like he puts up this camera and then holes through like 3 walls or something. And he says, well, if the Earth is flat, you know, you should be able to watch through these holes and you should see the outcome. But if it's round, it should be about 16% with a downward slope, and he checked it and it went down 16 fucking percent. Exactly. Like not even a degree higher or lower. It was like exactly what he said as calculations.
I don't bundle you with those glue sniffers, so I think you believe in some conspiracy theories, but reasonably.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's why I don't see myself as a conspiracy theorist, because I do take the effort to deep dive into it. Like, I'm one of those guys that goes through all the pages that are like fucking black with neo-green letters. Like, if you read shit like that for an hour, your eyes fucking hurt. And I do that. I genuinely do that. Because I want to know if there's anything stable to what is being claimed. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, from a scientific perspective, makes sort of sense. Is read somebody else's research and then you find your own theory about it, and then you just, you know, try to prove your own theory. I'm not in the business of proving my theories, but I have them. Period. So
you need to compare theories also. It's very important when you make that.
Yeah, like we did in the podcast before where Andy said when he flies on his spaceship past my balcony, he's going to flip me off.
I will.
And I said, then I will concede.
I will tell the reptilian
that he's an alien.
I'll probably go with some Nordic aliens, but I will tell them to make a detour around Sweden and flip you off as I pass by.
Please do.
Yeah.
And then take Ali with you.
Just keep in mind that I'll probably try to get one of those... You know, those clown fucking things, just so you know that it's me.
Of course.
So just be wary of that. Also, the entirety of North Korea. I'll flip you off, but not because I'm in a spaceship, just because you're all a piece of shit.
Oh, well, good thing they can't listen to this. Jesus Christ.
What they gonna do? Join the Russian side? No.
Rip Ukraine. North Korea's entering.
Rip the At Random podcast. Will probably be investigated after this. But hey, listen, it's time. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. If you were on the Discord server, you would see this right now. Doffeth thy tinfoil hat, and I'm gonna very, very, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, he's done it. Yes, he's done it.
I got my tinfoil hat on, ladies and gentlemen. Should be here. Oh, I was supposed to put on my pants too. Wait, hold on. Yeah.
Jesus
there we go.
Christ.
Put on or take off?
It took him off.
I'm actually taking them off.
Oh, he actually is in his underwear.
Yeah.
Jesus
I told
Christ.
you I was going to take my underwear off. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you need to join the Discord server. Link in the description down below.
And this is why we can't be on Twitch.
This is why we can't
That's
have
an instant
expensive
ban.
things. But anyway, look, Alex, I do think you're going to like this one because this is a theory.
Because fuck me.
Yeah, but you don't like anything, Ali, that we do.
Yeah, no. It's not fuck you. You can give your 50 cents about it or 5 cents or whatever it's the expression is.
You're going to start a rapping career?
But hey, here's the thing. So, this week I was no, actually, the week before, I was watching this documentary with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Fucking love the guy, by the way. He's a cool cap. But he was talking about the theory of that we are in a simulation, which is a weird fucking theory. But it is a theory, and you won't believe how far it got, because I've actually deep dived into this. It goes back a long fucking time. Like, I genuinely thought that the theory of there being alternative universes and the theory of, what's it called again? Simulation. The simulation theory, that it was it was this fucking thing that was started about 10, 15 years ago when the internet came around, and I genuinely find out that it's further than that, like a lot fucking further. We're gonna talk about that today.
I have one question before you start.
Sure.
So have you come to the conclusion, spoiler alert people, that if God is real, he is basically just a person playing The Sims with all of us?
God is not
He's like
real.
taking out the ladders of swimming pools.
God is not real. Look,
Putting dicks in
religion
toasters.
is one of the topics that infuriates me so much. I mean, I love the fact that it makes people do good shit. I just think the morality of it all, if you need a God to be a decent human being, then you are not by any means a good person. As far as I'm concerned.
What about the people that just need a god or the idea of a god?
Hey, this isn't simulation theory, Batman.
No. Let her ask a question.
Not to have a reason to live.
Why would you need God to have a reason to live?
Yeah, because like then things can get explained. Isn't that the reason why some people believe in God?
Then go in science. Why believe the word of a book when you can find the answer yourself? You ain't gonna find the answers to the meaning of life and what life is in a book. I mean,
yeah, but the theory of a god goes way back than anything.
Yeah,
so
it's been oppressing us for so long. Like, for example, I'm gonna give you the short version of this because I can go an entire show on this. For example, monogamy, right? So having one partner for the rest of your life and not doing gay shit on the side, which is a very weird statement to make in this sort of day. I know, but hear me out on this. Has only been around for what, 200, 300 years? Practically the rest of our history, there has been gay shit going on. There has been like loose sex throughout relationships. Look at the Spartans. We admire the Spartans for their glorious ways in battle and their politics and all that fucking bullshit, and the way they treat their women, which was, fucking miraculous back then. But there was a lot of fucking gay shit going on, and like not hidden, openly gay shit. The Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, every major culture was having
everything before the Middle
sex.
Times.
And then the fucking Bible thumpers come along, and all of a sudden it's illegal to be gay. And like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I can definitely tell you that the Bible has done worse for history than it has done.
But I didn't say the Bible or God as in the Christian.
This isn't our topic, so I'm sorry
I just
for
said
derailing.
gods in general, but okay.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I genuinely believe, if you're asking my opinion about that gods in general and religion in general has done more evil in the world than it has done good. It's just easy to oversee the Crusades, isn't it? Like it's nice to say like, oh, the Bible and God saved Patrick O'Leary, from fucking wherever he comes from committing suicide. But let's not oversee the fact that it genuinely states in the Bible that you have to chop off someone's hands because he stole a nickel from your wallet. It's like he has to stab out his own eye because he looked at another woman. And every doctrine, every religious doctrine is fucking just like that. It's ridiculous. Religion is ridiculous. But anyway, onto the theory of God, why do I keep forgetting it all of a sudden? Simulation theory.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay. For the people that don't know what the simulation theory is, like, one, out of what hole did you crawl out of? And two, the theory of simulation is that we do not live in the world as we know it. The world is not real. It's a simulation, it's a program, or whatever. And there could be from 0 to an infinite amount of these timelines or simulations. Or basically the theory is, what if somebody makes a program that can spout out this world in which we would live, and then once we evolve to the point that the program allows it, so that we can make other worlds, which is a very realistic way of looking at it. I mean, look at the gaming world. I mean, let's look at, for example, Detroit Become Human. You know, it's a very realistic game. There's a program that makes a simulation within a simulation, and then there's a program that makes a simulation within that simulation of that simulation, and so on 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 and so on, till you finally hit the first one that is not evolved enough, which I think we might be that, maybe, which is not evolved enough to run a simulation of a world where, you know, everybody lives his own life and all that fucking bullshit. There's different theories about how that renders. For example, one of the theories would be that you guys don't exist. For all intents and purposes, that is a reality that might somewhere exist, because you've come across me because you were loaded into the program, and you can tell me, oh, I have a life, I have a job, and blah, 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 blah. But outside of this, I do not know if that is a reality or not. So I might log off. Yeah, even the little laugh Ali just snarkingly gave me.
She wants to log off, I think.
I know it's...
Look at her.
I know it's crackpot, but outside of what we have as interactions, right? What if all your memories, or mine, and this is like Alex's simulation, what if every memory you have is programmed and you just run on autopilot in between the moment that you meet the main character of the simulation? Yes or no? So there is that. If it is a simulation, you know, there is a chance of that being real. Also,
I would say that's a lot of unnecessary evil for nothing.
It's not evil. Why would it be evil?
How's it any different to someone playing The Sims at the end of the day? Like, let's say if this isn't real, but like The Sims is kind of the same thing. You're simulating this world and you make these families and you build these homes and you make these communities
but I mean,
and you control them.
In the idea that Andy puts that, like, let's say, for example, that we are side characters to Andy's reality or his simulation.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I have to go through all the shit that I have to go through? Unnecessary evil.
Because the program runs it that way.
That's going to be
Unnecessary
realistic.
evil.
Yeah. Does there have to be a point?
Unnecessary evil.
Yeah. But does there have to be a point? Because your question is why. I'm just stating there doesn't have to be.
I just said it's
why.
unnecessary evil.
Yeah, it is. It is basically. You know,
I just want to sleep.
We all feel for you during the next 2 hours. After that, you don't exist anymore. So, I mean.
No.
Not really my problem.
I usually get that. I usually have that, I think, like, what if, because I don't believe you're completely cracked out of it.
Yeah.
Just because of this theory.
Yeah.
Because I think it's obviously part of the human nature to be inquisitive and to want to ask. And I sometimes think, like, what if this is all in my head?
Oh, yeah.
And I've created this whole world.
Yeah.
And what a piece of shit I am for the disgusting people I've created throughout history. It's like, I somehow created the Holocaust in my head.
Yeah, but did it really happen, though?
But that's the thing. It's
That's
like, but
the
even
question.
just the thought of it happening.
You are programmed to believe it did. That doesn't mean that it actually happened. That's the fucking...
No, but I don't believe that, like, I'm just following what my ideas usually are, what I think of, is that, for example, everyone runs their own, like, we're all little lab rats lying, and we create our own little worlds in our heads.
Yeah.
But we're actually not living them. You don't actually exist. But I'm the creator of this universe in my little world.
Yeah.
And then I think to myself, I'm a horrible person.
Yeah.
Even if they necessarily maybe didn't happen, they still, in a sense, happened in my timeline, in my world.
Can you make Carlton better at footy? Thanks.
And that's sometimes I crack myself up just thinking, like,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's weird, but you're actually not the first to think about that. I mean, for example, the genuinely and this might surprise some people. So the simulation it's run on computers and blah 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 blah. You can claim that, but it doesn't have to be. Because the first idea of the simulation hypothesis, because it's genuinely like scientists do research this, like believe it or not, there's genuine.
Imagine trying to prove or disprove this as well.
Well,
like how
I do
you
have some
think.
comforting. Like later on, we'll talk about this, but I do have some comforting news that might it sways back and forth. But right now, we are at the point where we're like somewhere in the middle of 1 and infinite. That's where we are right now in this theory game. But okay, so a version of the simulation hypothesis was first theorized as a part of a philosophical argument on the part of René Descartes, and later was picked up by Hans Moravec, I think. He was the philosopher. The philosopher Nix Bostrom developed an expanded argument examining the probability of our reality being a simulation. But René Descartes was actually the first one to come up with this theory. Now, how old do you think this theory is? If you would have
247 years old.
No.
Although you did say they were philosophers, so they're probably like 2,000 years old.
They're still philosophers this day, Alex.
Yeah, but ones people actually give a fuck about.
Yeah.
2,000 years ago.
Yeah. No,
from... Okay.
This goes back from a guy that lived from the 31st of March, 1596 to...
I didn't get to put in my vote.
Okay, well, what's your vote then?
1596?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, perfect, Ali. How the hell did you know that? Jesus Christ, this woman is so smart. It's unbelievable. No, but he died at 11 February 1650. So this theory has been along like a long fucking time. Now, this guy was a philosopher. He was well known. He was known
So from when was he from?
He was a French philosopher. Well, philosopher, mathematician, scientist, and lay Catholic.
Which year?
He was from 1596.
15, okay.
Yeah. And he was actually the inventor of, what was it again? Analytic geometry, linking the previous separate fields of geometry and algebra. He was the one that put them together. So we have that to thank for him. Oh, God.
Did that bitch add fucking letters to math?
Yeah, what a dick, right? No, actually, he he went one further. He added numbers and letters to lines because this is geometry. At one point in 1649, to give it a little boost towards where you guys live, by 1649, Descartes had become one of Europe's most famous philosophers and scientists, and was in that year requested by Queen Christina of Sweden. He was invited to court to organize a new scientific academy and tutor her in his ideas about love, because Descartes, he did accept that, and he moved to Sweden in the middle of winter, and she was interested in and stimulated the Descartes to publish The Passion of the Soul, which if you want to know something about the man, just read that and you'll know.
Is that the prequel to Passion of the Christ?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
It's
got it.
You know,
Hollywood has no new fucking ideas anymore.
Yeah, no, it says basically hang them, but finger them before they die.
Go out with that on a high.
Yeah. He was guest at the house of Pierre Chanut, living in Västerlånggatan. Is that somewhere in Sweden, if I'm not
I
mistaken?
don't even know what the fuck.
Västerlandsgatan or something like
Yeah.
Västerlångsgatan.
Yeah, probably something like that. But less than 500 meters from Tre Kronor in Stockholm. There, Chanut and Descartes made observations with a Torricellian mercury barometer challenging Blaise Pascal. Descartes took the first set of barometric readings in Stockholm to see if atmospheric pressure could be used in forecasting weather. So another thing you have to.
The Swedes are still struggling to work that one out. Fuck, 400 years later and they still can't get it right.
It's the world in general.
People, the weather, man, they suck. 20% accuracy apparently is enough.
Yeah, but so
Terrible.
basically that's where the simulation idea started. Now it developed into what we know, and it's become more credible as further as years advanced, because the more we go on, we talked about this a couple of times on the show, we are not that far off from AI being super fucking efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And replacing our jobs. There's even right now, there's people looking into universal, giving people money for not working, because we've built this entire fucking society around money, and money is important, and money buys you stuff, and blah 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 blah. You cannot topple that directly, because it's you started it, so there's nowhere to go from here. Well, you can topple that, but you would plunge the earth into, like, basically...
I would be cavemen again.
Yeah, being poor again. But so there's people looking
what's
into...
What's this that people get paid for not doing anything?
Well, there's people working right now for this sort of universal idea for the entire globe to get money for not doing anything, because AI is getting so far advanced that it's probably gonna be within our lifetime or the next that unemployment rates are gonna be through the roof. So you have to have a social structure to capture that, so that the entire thing doesn't collapse. Because capitalism, I mean, yay, it exists, you can make money every day, but on the other hand, if you build a world on capitalism and all of a sudden you don't have jobs to give people because somebody's going to be taking care of the robots, but that's not going to be nearly enough for an entire world of 9 billion people to have jobs. So they're looking into that now to see, like, how can we fix this situation.
Wouldn't that defeat capitalism ideas just in general?
I mean, I genuinely believe that money is going to be irrelevant, and, like, it's going to take, like, maybe 3 generations before it becomes a serious fucking problem.
Got to remember, they got to sell it to someone, so people still need money. Like, even if they use robots to build it for cheaper, like, if no one has money, no one buys it, they go out of business, right?
But it's going to
have money moving
around. They still
around.
lose money if they have to give money for people to purchase.
Yeah, but the government's doing that, not the fucking companies.
Yeah, but and eventually it'll reach such an advanced state that either it's going to be our demise, or it's going to reach this stage where you don't actually need people in employment to fix the robots, because the robots are going to fix the robots. It sort of works the same way, like, what's that, like, microorganisms that they can inject into your blood these days? They're like tiny little things. And what it does, it basically has all the components and parts to make another robot, and it takes red blood cells and then makes the red blood cells.
I read about this.
It makes the red blood cells into other robots that would multiply every time until it has enough to start the healing process of cancer and all that shit. They're looking into that now. But basically, that would be the same idea that's going to happen with the AI. It's going to be robots fixing robots and just humans chillaxing and doing nothing. Because that's a good way for, like, that's the next step in our evolutionary, like, ladder. It's not working and investing our time into reaching other worlds and starting colonizing our Milky Way. That is definitely going to be the next step in our evolution, is going off planet, because who the fuck wants to die here? I mean, come on. Let's be real.
I've said it before. Elon can send me to Mars whenever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. I'm there with you, buddy.
I'll be like Matt Damon in, what was it, The Martian or whatever, using my feces to grow mushrooms or whatever. I don't care.
I'll use my
Better
feces to build myself a house. I'll have a poopy home.
Why not? Give us a call, Musk.
You guys
Let's make it happen.
We can play Poop Twister or Poop Monopoly. I'll just make everything out of poop. It'll be amazing.
It's about the only thing that will be on the planet, so.
But anyway, okay, so simulation theory. Okay, so look, long and short of it, we are in a line. But I did say that there is a calming factor to this. If you look at it from a different perspective, one could argue that we are not one in an infinite amount of simulated universes. One could argue that we are either the beginning factor, so the first generation that creates simulations, which we are doing because we're making games and we're making all sorts of technological advances, or we are the last one because right now, even though we can create some spectacularly realistic fucking bullshit, we are not there 100% yet. And it's probably going to take like a generation or 3 generations to get there. So we do a very good job right now, but it's not on the same level as we are experiencing in our simulation if we were to be in a simulation. So the argument is, and this is a sort of calming factor for the people that freak out about this, is that we are either the beginning of this happening and us creating universes, or we are at the very end. So you don't have, because this is what fucked me over, is that if you follow the infinite idea of you being in an infinite, your chance of that being real, that being an actual thing, is an infinite amount. It's like there's no other option because there's infinite simulations going on. But, and so this is what tipped me over to the other side again, is that we are not advanced enough to do this, so we are at the end of the line, or we are at the beginning of the line. In that case, your chance of us living in a simulated world becomes 50-50, which I can live with way better. It soothes my mind a little bit.
Are you going to end this episode by like spinning a dreidel and then just log off? So it's like Inception. We don't know whether it's real or...
My already spinning, buddy, ever since I took off my pants.
Jesus Christ.
Sing the song, Alex. Sing it.
No,
Sing it for me, you fucking slut. No, but okay, so here's the thing. When I was thinking, and this is the next step in my deep dive into this. When I was thinking like, okay, simulation, we live in a simulation. How could this possibly, like, what would be the evidence to support the fact that we would live in a simulation? Because if you would compare the simulation to a game, for example, the main character of the game would never know he's in a game, right? He wouldn't, like, unless it's like a Deadpool game, he wouldn't be able to break the fourth wall. But then I started to think about what proves something is real or not. And when you're trying to prove something is real or not in any form or case, you don't look at the evidence. You look at the limits, right? And especially in a computer program, if you live in a simulation, there are going to be limits to what can be simulated. For example, and this is just an example, what if I'm in a rendering world right now, right? So I'm sitting in my garage. I got my black canvas up here, right? Make it pretty for the people. Looks like shit, by the way. But what if right now the world outside of my house just doesn't exist? What if that is the limit? How can you prove that there is a limit? Because that would prove that it's a simulation.
Pull back that curtain, Andy.
There is actually a limit. Speed is the limit.
So it is a simulation. Confirmed.
No, it's not confirmed, but if you look at limits can prove something existing or not. But if you look at limits, as far as speed goes, nothing can travel faster than light. So that could be perceived as a limit, because we know there's speeds that go faster than light because we calculated the speed of light and we just add one more and then that's faster than the speed of light. But nothing reaches that barrier. Nothing goes faster than the speed of light. So that is not undeniable truth or whatever, but that, like, if you think about, is there a possibility that we live in a simulation, yes or no? Yes, there is, because there are limits around us. If there were no limits to the laws of physics, then one could say there's not a chance that we live in a simulation. But since there are limits to what nature can give us and what we draw from, like, the universe and everything that happens around us, since there are limits to what is possible within this quote-unquote simulation, that would be the deciding evidence if we do live in a simulation or not. And the odd thing is, what if the program needs time to evolve and then that limit gets pushed? That would be then the next step in the program, deciding like, okay, now I can do this and now I can do that, and it goes every time. And then that's the next step in the evolution. And with that step comes then we being able to make simulations and making our own simulations and blah, 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 blah. So it goes fucking far. I can fucking tell you
so
that.
So you could say, for example, that the meteors killing the dinosaurs was like... Mm-hmm. That was when they restarted the server to issue the update. They're like, well, fuck it. Boom. We got a better one now. So then they nuked it and then they restarted their algorithm.
But that's
in the simulation. They started again.
That's interesting that you should say that, because this is what I wanted to talk about next. This is a perfect fucking segue. Okay, so the dinosaurs could be, in the perspective of a simulation, the ending of the dinosaurs could be a reboot of the program, right? Yep. But do you think that could noticeably happen and us being aware of it, but also being unaware of it? Do you think that like a small reboot or something that's different just pops into existence and us not knowing?
I mean, I sleep every day and I wake up. In my mind, it's a different day.
Do you feel like at one point that happened?
You know, there's days when you wake up and you just feel like shit out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe that was I rebooted and I got the bad card and it's like, oh, you're sick now.
Look at it less personal, because you're looking at it very personal. You're looking at your own waking up and your own reboot or charging moment. But look at it way
Alex,
more.
You're no main character, okay?
I am the king of NPCs.
He could be.
Really?
I'm the hero that everybody needed.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Well, we didn't deserve him.
Okay, look, I remember when I was a kid and I was very pissed off about 9/11 because I woke up and all my fucking cartoons weren't on. It was just bullshit news about, a building in New York City got crashed. And I don't give a fuck. I'm 10. Put on Dragon Ball Z. I don't give a shit about New York City getting hit by planes.
From
that
perspective,
could have been the reboot. They just went, look, we went apocalypse
would have been the
today.
Reboot. Yeah, no.
And then the war started, Afghan war and shit. I didn't care. You know, I was like 10, 12.
I don't think 9/11 was the reboot, but there was a reboot not too long after that. I want you to think back. If you feel like the world is still the same it was after 2012.
After I saw that terrible movie.
Yeah, not that movie, no. The year.
My life was better.
Because you know
Ali,
how
did you notice a difference?
You know how the Mayan calendar stopped after 2012?
Yeah,
And, like,
allegedly.
People were freaking out about that and all that bullshit.
Yeah, there's some
it's
great
the end
YouTube
the
clips of
world
these
and blah,
people.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but look, we're talking about conspiracy theories here. So I took the two and I combined them. What if there was a soft reset, right, after 2012?
No.
They did a pretty bad job, man.
But to be honest, like your logic makes no sense here, because the Mayan calendar is also based off of religious beliefs. That's why the Mayan calendar was. So now you're like mixing the two.
Yeah, I'm mixing the two, and I'll get to why a little later. But also, there's a high chance that the Mayan calendar wasn't correct, because we still have the month of July that was inserted in the timeline because of Julius Caesar, which came after the Mayans. So the Mayan calendar has a big chance of not being correct.
Or did he, Andy? Or did he just get populated into the algorithm?
What do you mean?
Simulation.
What do I mean? You didn't know that Julius Caesar just inserted an entire fucking month into the year?
The year's based on how the movement of the moon and like the seasons.
It's Julius Caesar. This guy.
Oh, so he invented time and like weather.
Yeah.
In the cycle of the moon.
Look it up. Julius Caesar inserted the month July.
Let's fact check. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I can get it as in he like maybe renamed it after himself. Credible.
Why do you think we have a jump year every 2 years? Why do you think we lose
every 4
a day?
years? You mean?
Yeah, it's every 4 years.
Yeah, every 4 years. Yeah, sorry. Why do you think we lose a day there?
We add a day
just for fun.
We add a day. I think you're.
We add a day. Yeah.
You add a day.
Yeah, we add a day. Yeah. Sorry. That's not just for fun. Like there's 30 or 31 days, and then February all of a sudden had 28 days. That doesn't make any sense. Why would that be?
It's always 28. All of a sudden it's 29.
Yeah. But every other month has 30 or 31 days.
But this still doesn't equate to a whole month like being added.
Yeah.
The Romans, Batman, originally used a 10-month calendar, but Julius and Augustus Caesar each wanted months named after them, so they added July and August in some years back in fucking.
And that was after the Mayans.
Old school days.
So
yeah, that's about a few thousand years.
It's 2 months added.
Yeah.
That perfectly coincide with the moon cycles.
Yeah, but they fixed that with taking away the 2 days or the day. But anyway, look, here's the thing. Here's my fucking spin on this whole fucking shiznit. So in 2012, the world didn't end, but there was a soft reset, and you can find evidence in that. And I'm actually not the only one believing this actually happened, because there's some odd things that people remember differently than they eventually were. And we gave that a name, and it's called the Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do know what the Mandela effect is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Nelson Mandela was an amazing character throughout history. Died in 2013, but countless people remember him dying in prison somewhere along the 1990s, 1980s, something like that.
1997, right? I think.
Yeah, something like that. People remember him, genuinely remember him dying in prison. And actually like feeling like that's not right. He didn't. No, he got out. He got out of jail and he died peacefully in 2013. Mm-hmm. There's another, for example, that we're gonna shoot through a couple here. Do you remember the American brand peanut butter?
No.
Do you know a name of peanut butter?
And I'm allergic to peanuts.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Kraft peanut butter.
No, it's the Jiffy peanut butter.
Oh, we have that here.
Oh, you have that?
Jiffy.
I'm pretty sure that's the one. Oh, no, it's called Skippy.
Skippy.
Ah, it's called Skippy.
Oh, Skippy, yeah.
Never mind.
Well, actually, Jiffy never existed. It's Jif, and a lot of Americans are very upset about that it was never Jiffy. It's Jif, J-I-F.
It's Americans at the end of the day. I'm sorry. I don't care if they're upset. They upset me every day.
So, but here's the next one. Looney Tunes. How do you remember that?
I remember Looney Tunes.
Yeah. How was it written? As a kid. The tunes, how was it written?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So people remember it being tunes like a tune that you hear.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, actually, no, it's the other way around. I got it. People remember it as Toons, loony as in crazy, and then Toons as in cartoon. So Toons. It's actually Looney Tunes, like in a tune that you play on a guitar. Tunes. So people remember that differently. The Berenstain Bears is actually the Berenstein Bears. It's Stain instead of Stein. Curious George never had a tail. You know, the monkey with the banana. Never had a fucking tail. Nobody understands why. Yeah, he was a monkey.
He was an ape.
He was a monkey. Never had a tail in his life.
He didn't have a tail. Doesn't make him an ape.
You've probably watched the show, Ali, maybe. Well, I don't know. Sex and the City?
Mm-hmm.
How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce that title?
Sex and the City?
Sex in the City?
N.
Yeah.
Just
You're
not in. I remember being like, I don't know. I don't know. I grew up as a kid that didn't know fucking English to be fucking
It's
begin with.
Sex in the City.
It's Sex in this. I thought it was always Sex in the City, but I know it's Sex and the City.
Yeah, it's Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is too.
So a lot of people think it's sex in, like inside the city, because the show is about sex in New York. So they think it's sex in the city, but it's sex and the city. Febreze is another one. Febreze is not written Febreeze, but it's just Febreze.
But all these things are supposed to prove that there was a soft reboot of the simulation back in 2012.
Yeah, but it goes further than that. Do you remember the Monopoly guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the fucking
monocle.
if he had the monocle,
he never wore a monocle. Never.
He just has a dashing mustache.
Fruit Loops. Everybody remembers F-R-O-O-T. Like, and the two O's would have been like the crunchy bits from the loops.
Wasn't that the loops?
It's never been true loops up there. It's been fruit, like genuinely Fruit Loops. Fucking the one that got me the worst is. Wait, hold on. I might have to sneeze.
Look into the light. Look into the light. Look on.
No, it's gone. It's gone. Damn you and your witchcraft. The one that got me most was fucking Star Wars, man. You remember what Darth Vader, like the most famous Star Wars line ever is?
Luke, I am your father, but he doesn't say Luke.
No, it's not. It's everybody remembers Luke. It's I'm not your
he
your
doesn't
father.
say
It's
that.
no, I'm your father. Genuinely, that's what he says. No, I'm your father. And like fucking, it's shit like that, man.
I don't know. I think it's just like in that theory. I think it just became like a meme before meme really was a meme, and that's how we changed the perception of what he actually said.
But why? And it's small details too. Like everybody remembers the tail of Pikachu. Like everybody that grew up with Pikachu. Clearly remember a black detailing on the Pokemon characters on its tail at the end of it, but in reality it's yellow. There's never been an accent there. It's like it's all different. Like people, even with the Mona Lisa, people claim that Mona Lisa used to have a more distinct smile. Another Star Wars reference: C-3PO with the silver leg that it had that nobody fucking remembered, but all of a sudden it's everywhere.
Wasn't that when he gets his parts changed or some shit in Empire Strikes Back?
Phantom Menace?
Oh, it's in the prequels.
Yeah. It's in the Phantom Menace that he gets his parts. Yeah, but anyway, like people remember a lot of different shit. Like there's where is the Statue of Liberty located?
Somewhere in New York.
What's the island called? It's on a small island. What's the island?
Staten Island.
What?
Staten Island, Stanton Island. I don't know. Can't say I've been to New York.
Meh. Everybody remembers it being on Liberty Island. It's on Ellis Island. But people genuinely remember. And also, but then of course, then you get deep dive into the fucking crackpot theories. You have pictures out there of people walking up the stairs on Liberty Island to nothing. So there's nothing at the end of these stairs. It's just like, I haven't looked into that because I was thought like, well, that can be easily done with Photoshop. So why even fucking go there if I know that is going to be the answer? But then again, I can't claim that I know because I didn't look into it. So, but there's genuinely pictures out there of people like, walking up the stairs on Liberty Island to nowhere, seemingly nowhere. You can fact check that as well, Alex.
Oh, I'm checking.
Yeah, so that is what I think. There was a soft reset, and then shit got mixed up with this, I don't know, with a different timeline or something else happened or whatever. I just think it's
Is that why I met you? Because I met you in 2012. You a cause of a simulation?
I told you I'm the fucking main character, bitch.
He is.
Why don't you listen? I am legitimately the main character of the story.
We are all living in Alex's world.
Yeah, I'm the captain now.
That would make sense. Yeah. I guess that's why I can't be happy. Because I'm living in your world.
Nah, I don't think that's true. Trust me. If Ali was living in my world, her life would be a lot different. For a start, there would be sex every single day. Every day, without fail. But that doesn't happen, Andy. And if it was a simulation that I was in charge of, I'm pretty sure that's how it would happen.
Who said you were in charge? But that's the other thing, though.
I did.
Who's in charge of these simulations?
Robots.
The aliens? The robots?
What if there's
Terminator.
no one? What if it's just something they look at?
God?
Yeah, but who's they?
Yeah, but why does it have to be something? Why can't it be like we played games to enjoy them? Why can't it just be that? Some dick behind a computer. Jacking off to 9 billion people getting laid.
That sounds like something an incel would do. Sure.
The pissed off alien that got like you got an incel alien in his community got shunted and like wasn't part of it, and he got pissed and he started this whole simulation just to distract himself.
I'm gonna create my own world. Fuck you guys. I don't need.
Hey, creating a new world is healthier than shooting up your high school. So you know what? Good on you.
But he still let it happen though. Or did he?
No.
Yeah, but
He did.
maybe that's why then he gets to live out multiple school shootings instead of just one. But we
he's
cracked it. It's
yeah,
an
he's
incel.
probably like, well, Mom, I don't have to go out. I got like 9 billion friends anyway. Fuck you, Mom. Bring me some Cheez-Its.
5 billion
Cheez-Its.
girlfriends, Mom.
5 billion girlfriends. And counting. Every year there's more, Mom.
I have so many kids, Mom.
Can you bring me some pizza rolls? Every sentence you ask your mom should end with, can you bring me some pizza rolls? Otherwise, you do not respect a woman. But, okay. So...
Can I just add something quickly?
Yeah, sure.
About the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Like, I will never understand it because I remember watching the funeral in 2013. It was when I was living in Australia. And all I remember was the sign guy next to him. I think we've mentioned this before in the podcast. The guy that was signing the whole funeral. And, you have all these world leaders coming up and giving speeches because obviously Nelson Mandela died. Mm-hmm. And this guy was an absolute fraud. And because I remember watching it and I was like, that guy's not signing anything. He's just making like hand gestures. He's not signing.
Maybe he's the creator of the fucking program.
And then the next day was a big fucking scandal because no one knows where this fucking guy came from. And he was literally standing next to Obama and all these other world leaders. And no one knows who he is.
He's the inventor. He popped himself in for a day to fuck with the simulation and pulled himself
I remember watching him and I'm like, yeah. And I just remember watching him. I'm like, what the fuck? He's doing the same signs over and over again. Like, this is bullshit. Like, I don't know sign language, but I was like, that's...
But was it that he was faking it?
Yeah, he wasn't signing.
What a guy.
He was a fraud.
All right, I need to look this up. I'm fact checking.
Wait,
I'm
hold on.
Joey.
What if it was just a guy? Period. What if there wasn't even a sign language guy? Like,
obviously, there was supposed to be a sign language guy there because obviously it's Nelson Mandela's.
We have subtitles now.
How did no one else go and be like, "Hey, I'm the sign person"? Why? Who's this other motherfucker?
I don't know, but that's the thing. No one knows what happens. Like, who let him stand on stage?
She is right.
Yes.
The dude was
This would have been
fraud.
an Andy and Alex fucking thing to do. It's like Alex being deadbeat drunk in the back somewhere and me just panicking. And just like Alex is eating chicken wings somewhere in the back while like major fucking scientists and major fucking world leaders get on stage and me going like, oh fuck, how do I fix it? I'll wing it. And just go on stage and do that. It seems like it would be a bro moment. For somebody to catch you up like that. What if the sign guy was just drunk in the back? And his best friend just decided that was going to be one for the team. Just decided like, fuck it, I'll wing it. So he doesn't lose his job.
No, but I just remember watching that because I watched it live and I was like, this is fucked. What is this? Like, this is so weird. And then the next day, the headlines everywhere were like, who the fuck is he? We don't know.
Yeah, because he popped himself in for the day and then yeeted out of there.
But still, it's
that is interesting though, because like that could be a glitch in the Matrix.
I just think it's the stupid guy that was like, I want to stand next to Obama.
Yeah.
Pretending to know sign language.
Please say
also, I can send a picture to mom. Mom, look at me next to Obama.
That is I want to stand next to Obama.
Okay, I just wanted to put that in because, like, I understand the effects of the Mandela effect.
These glitches would make sense though, because you know when you go to your fridge and then you open it and you stand there for like 5 seconds
and you don't find anything.
What do you have to take?
You're not even trying to remember for 5 seconds. Your brain isn't even working. You're just
no,
what the fuck am I doing here? Bye, fridge. And then 2 seconds later, you're like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted. And you have to open it again.
No, but the best is when you go like 5 times looking for something to eat. You don't find anything, but then on the 6th time you go and open and actually find something.
Where did this pizza come from?
Yeah, I had that in the past. I think we all had those moments.
Look, he's a benevolent
Those
overlord.
could be, maybe you open your fridge and whatever you needed wasn't rendered yet. Maybe that is part of the simulation.
Maybe we're in a Bethesda game.
Look, Ali, I know you're laughing at this, but if you follow the theory of simulation, that is a genuine possibility. Something not being rendered or loaded into the program.
Yeah, I have that problem all the time with my snooze. It's like, I know I have it, and then the next time I'm like, oh, I want to take a new one. Where the fuck is it? And I literally look everywhere, and then after 5 minutes, I give up, and then it's literally right next to me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no. By the way, for the people that don't know, snooze is something Ali takes to beat her heroin addiction.
Yeah.
Huge heroin
It's
addict.
like methadone laced like tobacco pouches.
Yeah.
She pops up in her lips and just
so
keeps
if
it
you
going.
wonder why she's pissed, it's usually because she hasn't had her fix yet.
Yeah.
It's not
You should see the needle marks on her arms.
That
man.
and
Jesus.
racism. That's usually the two big things. But there's one last one that I found on Twitter of all pages.
Oh, it must be true.
Yeah.
Nothing
I
fake ever goes on there.
genuinely thought Twitter was for porn these days, but apparently I was wrong because look, it's been a crazy couple of years for the world, right? If you told somebody in 2012 that property mogul Donald Trump would be president of the United States of America and that the United Kingdom would seemingly like shoot themselves in the foot over Brexit and all that shit, they probably have a hard time believing. Like, I wouldn't have believed that shit like that. Trump was president, people. Like, come on.
The guy's got a sense of humor, whoever wrote this program.
Okay, but what about this though? If I can add to your simulation idea, this is obviously something that's been brought up. Like The Simpsons foreseeing a bunch of stuff that actually happens.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for example, Trump being president.
Yeah, but when you make like 75 million episodes, at some point you get some stuff right.
But identical shots, like, for example, the one of Trump in the escalator.
Goes further than that. Didn't you know that there was a poster of the Twin Towers, or it's like a newspaper or something of like the Twin Towers being engulfed in flames in The Simpsons and shit like that? Like to be right about Trump being president and making a mockery of the fact that some parts of America are very sensationalistic and like I don't know. Ali, you take this one.
Andy just had a reboot.
Yeah. Well, you talk shit about Americans.
I don't want to say it like this. I don't find a proper word. So Americans, please don't shoot me because I, for one,
they're
do
stupid.
Love your country.
They're stupid people, but there's stupid people everywhere.
It's not about being stupid. It's about being sensationalistic. It's about living in a place that enjoys entertainment in its form, and that I genuinely think that for a lot of people, Donald Trump was entertainment, and they wrote him off, and then they didn't go vote enough, and then the people that felt very strongly about him got their way because people weren't too invested in saying they weren't worried about it because he said, if you're famous, you can do anything.
And then he grabbed her by the pussy. Yeah.
Literally. They're just stupid.
Just imagine
people
saying
genuinely
that.
thought like, nah, he's not going to be president.
Imagine if like Joe Rogan had said that. That guy'd be off fucking cancelled. He wouldn't be a president.
You watch Joe Rogan somehow will manage to get into a presidential election.
You know what? Let's hope free DMT for everybody.
Yeah.
Man, woman, and child.
Especially children.
Yeah.
But
Just
Early
put it
learning.
lightly, it
Important.
requires a special kind of people to... I don't know, it's fun. It's fun for the rest of us. We just it's literally watching a turd burn and we're like,
dude,
what are we going to do? That's the thing. I don't know. I like to watch the world burn sometimes. So I was so happy when Trump won. I thought it was so funny.
Are you an incel?
But here's the thing.
But it's the same sort of thing that I think here in Sweden with our politicians. It's like, I fucking let the party that no one wants to win just to fucking see what the fuck happens.
Just to see what they would do.
I'm fucking bored.
Yeah. Here in Belgium, that worked the other way around. The extreme right party, which is called the Flemish Importance, basically is what it's called. It's basically saying like...
Doesn't translate very well.
Yeah, it doesn't translate very well, but it basically...
What is it in Dutch or Flemish?
It's Vlaams Belang.
It doesn't even sound good in your own language. Vlaams Belang.
There you are
racist,
again, being fucking racist. No, but here's the thing. So these people were elected. They were elected because... There was a moment, I don't know if Sweden had this, but there was a moment where there were a bunch of refugees that they didn't know what to do with. And instead of dividing them, it was like, I don't know what, I think it was the UN or something that said, like, if you take them in, we will give you money per head. And like... Belgium at that point was like, oh fuck, we can make money, we can get out of debt, fucking let's go. Like our minister,
fuck the poor people actually fleeing wars, right?
Yeah, exactly. And these were people that needed it. These were people, by the way, just so you know, so that don't fucking fuck me over, I didn't vote on them, okay? So calm your tits out.
You voted for the ultra right wing
with your fancy eyebrows.
But the thing is, because you've said before that you did. So
No.
No, we have it on recording.
I know what
I don't
voting
care,
you... No, I know what voting you're talking about, that I did vote on them. That was a... Oh, fuck.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
The simulation has kicked Andy out of the chat. He hasn't done that for a few weeks.
Yes, we've been clear about it.
Yeah, for people that don't know, Andy usually gets logged out after 45 minutes for some reason, then logs back in.
I don't know why that happened. I
think the simulation doesn't want you spilling the beans, man.
Time.
It's a sign from the universe.
No, I know what voting you're talking about when you said I like the one that I did vote on them. That wasn't that year. That year was they were getting 150 per head. and they were deciding to let them all in. So, because in Belgium, we vote every year. It's not every 2 years, every year. So we vote a lot. But that year, they were getting these huge grants on how many people they would let in, and they were letting them in left and right, and a lot of Belgian people didn't like that. Now, these were the refugees. These weren't the leftovers for the years that passed. What the Belgian government lovingly referred to as fortune seekers, which is countries that don't have it as bad, but they just know that there's more money in Belgium, so they come here for work, and then they send money to their parents and shit like that. And these weren't those people. These were genuinely war-ridden countries that needed help.
It was just after the Syrian crisis, where we had a big influx of refugees throughout Europe.
I think that was the one. I can't remember if it's Syrian. Yeah, no, it was Syrian. It was the Syrian. Yeah. So
and
that's
in
what
Sweden,
happened.
we took in a lot of refugees, and obviously that's been a big topic here too.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know.
But so the Belgian people voted extremely right, not by a lot. I think it was like the difference was like 2 or 3% that they won, and the Belgian government decided like to not just follow the votes of the people.
Nope.
Like more than half of Belgium voted right and said like, no, we want a better solution for these people and for us. We want to find a middle ground somewhere. And the Belgian government was like, nope, it's not gonna happen. And they just fucked us over. They just didn't listen to the Belgian people, which is shameful. So to say then that America has it wrong for voting for Trump, I don't know. I don't think I'm in a place or a country that I can say the same, because our governments are just as fucked as the American government.
The thing with Trump being elected is like, I think a lot of people get the idea that the president himself can change whatever he wants, which is not how it actually works.
Yeah, he doesn't run the simulation.
He doesn't run the simulation.
He's just in it.
He's just in it, yeah. But he's like everything, all the presidential campaign is just about face, but there's so many other aspects to it.
Yeah.
It's so much bigger. Yeah. But anyway, let's run up your simulation things.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we were talking about 2012 and that we wouldn't believe that, that Trump would be president and all that fucking bullshit. We were talking about that. So fast forward 7 years, and that's the world we find ourselves in today. Now, unsurprisingly, then some internet users have become convinced that we were in some sort of parallel universe because of all this, right? Which is what we were talking about today. How would we find ourselves in this bizarre universe? Well, there was a Twitter user by the nick of Nick Hinton that is convinced that the world ended in 2012.
So it must be right. Nick Hinton.
The funny thing is that his ideas have found some fucking backers. Like, people genuinely think that, this guy is on to something. Now, back in July, Hinton started a Twitter thread titled "A Conspiracy Thread: Did the World End in 2012?" And it since then has acquired thousands of replies and retweets from fellow social media users and who seem to believe this idea. And like me included, I read up on the shit he posted, and I do think he brings up interesting topics and shit like that. Now,
fuck my drag. I've been living the last 10 years doing fuck what.
Now, he said in his first tweet, I've wanted to talk about the subject for a while now. The other day, I had a random urge to look into it again and read some old stuff, just for the fun. Ever since then, I've noticed other people talking about it again. Hinton started by explaining he's known of a few people who think similar to him, but hasn't been able to find any mention of it online. Here's the thing. He said to a post on July 26, 2019. Wait, hold on. I'm going to open the actual tweet. This has actually been really frustrating for me because I have nothing to refresh my memory. So he couldn't find anything that the world ended in 2012, which is odd because if you do look it up, you will find very little fucking things that. And remember back in 2012 how big of a thing that was?
Yeah, I stayed up.
Yeah. There's literally nothing left of that whole fucking... How weird is it?
What do you mean?
That there's nothing left of that panic.
But there's videos on YouTube of people in the 2012 like
on YouTube.
Going like,
Yeah. Wasn't there people
end,
that took collective suicide as well? Like, wasn't there a sect that also like...
I think people did it.
Yes.
You can't fix
People are
stupid.
fucking... Yeah. But wait, hold on. World will...
There's a whole movie about it.
There is.
And it's not good.
It's not good. The only good part is that, what is he called, the actor that he does Zombieland too? The blonde guy always does wacky characters. I don't know. Or him standing on top of the mountain as the world explodes.
Yeah.
That's the only funny part about the movie.
That was an awesome scene, though. I don't know about you guys. Like, I know that you guys didn't like it. I liked it. But here's what Nick Hinton said. So the strange part was that he couldn't find anything online about it anymore. Like I said, you can find people talking about it casually or joking about it, but I can't find any of the depth material I had read before. So the Mayan calendar bullshit and blah 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 blah. But you can find, like you said, Alex, there's users out there that talk about it.
Could it be that a lot of people trying to prevent sort of panic like that date actually was?
I don't know. I'm not the answer man. I'm just here to say what Nick Hinton said.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this has actually been frustrating for me because I have nothing to refresh my memory whilst writing this. I found a few things here and there that are helping me piece the puzzle together again, but I know there used to be so much more out there. I can't even remember the first time I've heard this theory, but it's become somewhat of a meme. Which, Ali, you were right about that, but, I do think you might have some traction with what you said of things being a meme and then coming more to life in people's head, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's why, it collectively changed people's memories. That's the thing. That's another aspect to a lot of stuff. It's like people influence... storylines, like that's credibility of source, like when it comes to crime solving and all these other things, you want to get this source material as raw as possible, because over time, especially if there's an incident where a lot of people are involved, people's memories get influenced by stuff that happened around them. So for example, I have I had a fight back in 2011, a very brutal fight.
You remember a fight from 2011? Jesus Christ, you vindictive
Yes,
bitch.
because we went to court and everything. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Paxu was there. There was a lot of people there. And obviously, I have bits and fragments of the fight because there was part of them where I was alone. But there's a lot of them, the things that happen afterwards that have been influenced by other people's memories. Like, for example, because Paxu was witness to this. Everyone calls me Captain Hook after that because I jumped on this guy from behind and hooked him by the mouth and dragged him down on the ground and started pounding. I don't remember that because it was for me it was a haze.
Fucking you.
Yeah, for me it was a haze of adrenaline that was happening. But now
I live in fear, Andy.
Yeah, now I have a vivid memory of me doing it, even though I don't remember it. But that's because for me it is a memory that I have. But I also don't know how much it was influenced by other people's memories. That's just how we as people our memory works.
No, I'm just happy to be here, Captain Hook.
No, I'm Captain Hook.
Well, he said Nick Hinton also said he did find a video of Max Lawton, the child genius, if you don't know, from YouTube, touch on this theory, but I don't think he's the first to talk about it. I think originally it was some girl, which is true. I tried to trace that down, by the way, couldn't find anything. So, did the world actually end in 2012? Well, it was the year scientists at CERN finally found the Higgs boson particle.
Yeah, I remember people freaking out about that. Oh, the world's going to end. I think it was 3 o'clock on a Wednesday in Australia or some shit like that. And we're like, oh, we're all going to die at school. Sweet.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
The particle Stephen Hawking predicted could destroy the universe, or in his own words, cause the universe to undergo a catastrophic vacuum decay. Well, that would happen if we destroyed the universe. Would we know? Maybe CERN accidentally created a black hole that sucked us into it without us even noticing. Because we don't know what black holes do. We don't know what happens around black holes.
It threw us on another timeline.
Some things, yeah.
This is Steins Gate.
Yeah.
The anime.
Have
we
you
just
seen
live in
Steins
Steins
Gate? Yeah. I recommend that to our listeners. Watch
it's kind of like this. There's like divergent timelines and shit, and like different events, and like stuff will throw you on alternative timelines.
It's really good.
It's really cool.
You can also watch What If, which is what if Marvel superheroes get different superpowers or shit like that, which is very fun too.
I don't like Marvel.
It's different timeline stuff as well. But anyway, so what would happen if we got sucked into a hole? Because we don't know. And we've just been living in it. And some physicists actually believe that there is a possibility to this. Actually, some astrophysicists that worked with National Geographic have made articles about this. There's the old cliche argument that nothing has felt right since 2012. I agree with this. Maybe it's something to do with growing up and getting older and shit like that. But ever since then, it seemed like the world descends more and more into chaos each day. Time even feels faster. There's some sort of calamity happening almost daily. Mass shootings only stay in headlines for like 12 hours now. Did we all die and go to hell? I don't believe that, but some people do. Maybe we're in a similar situation to the characters on The Good Place.
Do people forget the Middle Ages or like all these other horrible times in history when we actually had to battle on battlefields and people dying on the street? When people say that they live in horrible times, fuck off. Like, no.
I think you overestimate the Middle Ages because genuinely, if you walk
any
through a
timeline
city,
except for our own was fucking brutal.
If you walk through an entire city, right, today in 2022, you will meet more people and come across more people than you would in a lifetime. Genuinely, in one day on Earth right now, you would walk into more people in one day than you would in an entire lifetime in the medieval times. There weren't
but the risk of me dying would be fucking less.
It was horrible. Yeah, it was horrible, and it was shitty, and like the industrial times hadn't come yet.
But even in the industrial times, like just
fucking peasants at the beginning of the timeline.
Yes, it's
fucking.
I don't believe that theory.
People. Yeah, they had problems too. They were just different problems, Ali. They dealt with them.
Yeah, they solved it all by burning the witches in pogroms.
Yeah, that's always a good start. I think we should
start that up again.
Retry that, by the way. Yeah, exactly.
When we come over to Belgium to visit, we'll go round up some witches and get it going again.
But actually, it goes on and on to saying that, like, Nick Hinton is a definite, like, look him up on Twitter. Oh, and by the way, something very cool that I just came across, I was scrolling through Nick Hinton's page. Fucking awesome that this happened. You remember that I was talking about the Berenstein?
Yeah. No, I don't know what that is. Is that the black hole?
Yeah. The Berenstein Bears. Which is a card, like, it's books that they have in America.
No, I don't live in America.
Yeah, but shut the fuck up and listen so you know what it is. The Berenstein Bears are written, like the name is Berensteins. So people think it's written like that, but it's AINS. Wow. And guess what? In an episode of The Simpsons, it's written with an E instead of an A.
So the Simpsons control everything.
You were following that theory, Ali. You can no
I
longer
don't-
deny it.
But the thing is like, there's just stuff that I don't know, so I don't really care.
Matt
Like-
Groening is responsible for everything.
I'm a fucking immigrant kid that grew up in Sweden, fucking confused as
There
it is
she is,
already.
pulls out
like,
the immigrant card. Fucking hell.
I don't even know. Like I have to watch everything dubbed.
I'm a fucking
like
immigrant too.
Simpsons is Spanish in my
The
head.
immigrant guard. Jesus fucking
I'm an
Christ.
immigrant too.
Look at you, yeah. I was gonna say, you fucking Australian fucking prick.
But I don't know American things. That's all I'm saying. It's like I don't know these things because fucking I don't know. I didn't know English. I
Yeah.
watched everything
But-
in Spanish, dubbed.
You are an NPC. You just have like 5
Yeah,
responses
you
no matter
are
what
an-
question
yeah.
I ask you. Like an NPC in the game. And then when you
Andy,
run
can
out,
you
you
wrap
just
this
answer
up,
the same shit and
please?
say it back to me again.
Oh, Ali's asking us to wrap this up. How un-NPC of her. She has done that every other episode.
It has been a
Jesus
long
Christ.
episode.
I mean,
holy
you're
shit.
proving his point, lady. Well, on that look, Jesus. Okay,
Her AI
Somebody
needs an
shoot me
upgrade.
with her eyes. Yeah, I think she needs some fucking. You need to give her some drops. Or,
reboot.
what was that name again?
What?
What was the name again of the tobacco you put in the side of your?
Oh, you mean the methadone?
Yeah,
The
give her some
snus.
methadone because she's not relaxed anymore. I don't like her
Modelo.
like this. Yeah. All right. Well, look, that is the long and short of what I think the theory could be. Is that there is a simulation that had a soft reset since 2012, and ever since then, people have seen different things that aren't there. Now,
So
I
life is
can't prove
horrible
that
after
right now.
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What?
know. Been living with it for 10 years.
It's because President Rogan gave us all DMT and now we're seeing shit.
Do you remember Rogan? Because it was President Reagan. Oh my God, that's evidence.
Boom.
Who's Rogan?
Episode over.
Yeah.
Bam, man. It's a
President
throwback to an
Rogan.
earlier joke. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Pay attention here. fucking hell.
I am not. It's like
Ali's here,
She's
but
broken.
she's not here.
She's talking in tongues.
Yeah.
Burn the witch.
Yeah. Yeah. Start that again, people. Don't. We have American listeners. They'll take it seriously.
Yeah,
Don't
head out to
start
Salem.
witch burning again.
Head out to Salem and just go start burning witches again.
Don't do it. Don't kill innocent people.
But make sure I don't have
Jesus
to read
Christ.
another shitty book about it. For fuck's sake, that book sucked. The Crucible is trash. I never want to read about it ever again.
The fuck? What is the Crucible?
About the Salem witch trials is terrible. They also made a movie
Is
about
it?
it with Winona Ryder, I want to say,
No.
back in the
Okay.
day. Terrible. Had to watch it in English and read it for English class. Never wanted to do that
Jesus
again.
Christ. Well, anyway, you know what? To cap this episode off, I do think it's an interesting theory that it exists and shit like that. I genuinely, I genuinely believe this is an awesome theory, and it has so many branches jumping off of it, that some of which I might touch in the future. But yeah, take off your tinfoil hat right now, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the long and short of what I had to say about it. And just deep dive into it. Just dive into the rabbit hole with me and see where you end up, because it can be fun. There's a lot of bullshit
Yeah, it can
in
be
there.
dangerous also.
Yeah, but in between the lines, it can be so fucking fun to see these theories. And don't forget, you're listening to Ali shooting this down. There's genuine scientists out there that
I'm
believe
not
this
shooting
fucking
it
bullshit.
down.
You're shooting it down because you're a witch and you don't want to get burned. I know you.
I literally
there's
told you my
genuine-
theory that I live in my own world in my head. Like,
That's called being crazy, Ali.
yes.
People that say this out loud are usually in straitjackets. Just so you know.
Okay.
We can
Don't
arrange
say
that
it out
for
loud
later.
anymore. We want you free with us, not captured in jail again.
Relax.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not bailing you out again.
This is your episode. If anyone's going to the fucking
Relax.
straitjacket,
Look,
it's
the
you.
methadone is kicking in. Relax, she says. All right. Well, look, I'm going to let Ali fly on her little trip. I'm going to let Alex try and get his morning nookie every day. And I'm going to let you guys go for another 2 weeks, and we'll talk to you later back then. thank you for the people that listened into this episode live on the Discord server. If you want to join our Discord server, there's genuinely a link in the description down below that you can click, and that will bring you to the Discord server. If you don't know what a Discord server is, just install the fucking app Discord, you dunce.
It really is that fucking simple.
Yeah.
Click the button.
We have an Instagram page and a Twitter page as well, which are, guys...
On Instagram, we are @random.podcast, so at.random.podcast.
Give it some fucking beans. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, yeah, on Twitter, we are @_randompod. And that's when you will find out about every new episode being released, because post goes up when it comes out. That's basically all we use it for. But and porn, obviously.
Yeah.
And this Nick, whatever his name was, guy.
Nick Carter?
Yeah, Nick Hinton.
Nick Hinton. Nick Carter.
Yeah, Nick Hinton.
All right, yep. Ali's been paying lots of attention. Me too.
All right. Well, see you next episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.